So I'd like to call the school committee meeting of 1,689 to order. We need to go into executive session and we will be returning to this room. So could somebody read the motion to go into executive session, please?
I make a motion to enter into executive session pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A, 2 and 3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining, as an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the public body, and the chair so declares, and to return to open session.
Second.
Roll call vote. Nancy?
Yes.
Carl?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Amy?
8 yes.
Julie?
Yes.
Arthur, yes. Okay. Standing reports, approval of
Jim,
previous.
let's see if you're stronger.
School committee
Can you,
minutes.
see if you can open this.
Can I have a
There you
motion,
go.
please?
Wow.
Approve, I move that we approve previous school committee minutes.
You need to say what
I'll
dates
second
were
that
approved.
Oh,
for
which dates are we approving?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch.
Or is it?
July
2nd,
23rd.
23rd and 30th.
July
July 2nd,
Yeah.
23rd, and 30th are in your packet.
Okay, those,
How about August 12th?
Oh, I didn't see that
Yeah,
one.
We have to do them individually, so.
yes.
oh, we do?
Oh, all
Yeah.
right.
All right, so can we start with the one on top is
July 2nd.
July
July
2nd?
2nd.
So I
Motion
move,
to,
I move that we approve the minutes of the school committee meeting of July 2nd.
second, good, go right ahead.
Special school committee meeting.
Any comments? Seeing none?
I have a comment, but it's not, well, here's my comment.
Yep.
Was there a motion to leave executive session?
No.
No, there was not.
Well, there was a motion we would return to executive session. Yeah, we return to open.
We
We
returned to open
session.
session.
No, my question is a simple one. Was
Yeah.
there a motion made to leave executive session which was voted upon?
No, there was not.
Then we have to go back and do
Well,
that.
wait a second, why not?
I,
It's my fault, Carl.
No, strike the word probably. There's no probably on this.
No, you're right.
That's required.
right.
It is.
So let's just take it now.
So we're
So
going
let's
to do it
just
now,
take a
right?
vote.
Yeah,
Take it now.
Motion to leave executive session.
second.
Well, I'm not sure we can do that. I'm not
Yep.
sure you can leave executive session
And vote on it.
I think what you have to do is move to return to executive session. And then the one action on the return to executive session is to move to adjourn. I don't think you can move an open session to
Okay, move
leave
to,
executive session.
move to enter into executive session
Second.
for the purpose of exiting executive session.
There's a second.
Have a second.
Second.
Right,
Okay.
Vote.
so we have to vote on that.
Yep, Bonnie.
Yes,
Yes.
Carl?
Yes.
Nancy? Amy?
Yes.
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
Miguel? Arthur?
Okay.
all right, motion to leave executive session.
Wait, yeah, second.
Bonnie?
Yes,
Jim?
Yes.
Amy?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes,
Miguel?
but we're not in executive session.
yes,
We're
we just
leaving.
We just
voted.
left.
We're in executive session.
Carl?
Yes.
And Nancy and Arthur, yes.
Okay, we're now
Now we're
back,
back in the regular session.
public
Okay.
session.
And we can
Now,
approve
new
minutes.
motion to
Yep.
approve the minutes for July 2nd.
So I move
Yep.
again that we approve the minutes
And
of
Miguel had seconded
the
the,
July 2nd meeting.
Miguel, second again.
Yes, I second.
Okay. Nancy? Yes. Carl? Do you have the minutes or no? Okay. 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 Carl?
Here?
Okay, Bonnie,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Julie,
Yes.
Miguel?
Yes.
Arthur, yes. Okay,
Move to approve the minutes of the special school committee meeting of July 23rd.
Second.
anybody have any questions? Seeing none. Nancy? Yes. Carl?
Yes.
Bonnie?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Amy?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
Miguel?
Yes.
Arthur, yes.
Move to approve the minutes of the special school committee meeting of July 30th.
Second.
Any questions?
I have a question on the second page of that. The motion, right in the middle page, made by Carl, seconded by Bonnie, resolved to poll the entire committee to see if they felt the candidates interviewed. And then it feels like it was, whereas this further clarification that yes meant that you're not going to vote for any of the candidates, but the way
Correct.
it's written, it feels backwards to me.
Further clarification to this motion was made that a yes vote to this motion means that the committee member will not vote for any of the three candidates that were interviewed at the July 23rd meeting. A no vote
No, I know
means
that.
that the committee member is ready to put forward a finalist for the interim. There was so much clarification to this section.
Right.
Yeah, no, I know, we did a whole thing, but it's just the way the motion is worded, it makes it sound like a yes should be yes and a no should be no.
Correct.
And so that was my question
That
about,
was the issue at the time, that was the issue at the time, Julie.
and that's why we,
Right.
yeah, okay. We'll
That's
continue
why
on.
I clarified.
All right.
Yeah, I agree.
It just reads in a very strange way.
It
that's
does.
all.
It took us forever to get to that point.
I know it did, but
Trust me, I listened to it a few times.
I bet you did. Okay.
So, there's something on,
No.
No.
oh,
Nancy?
Yes.
Carl?
Yeah.
Amy? Julie? Miguel?
Yes.
Bonnie?
Yes.
Jim?
yes.
Art, yes. Okay.
Move to accept the minutes of the special school committee meeting of August 12th.
Second.
Nancy? Any questions? Nancy?
Yes.
Carl?
Yeah. Yeah.
Amy?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
Miguel?
Yes.
Bonnie?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Arthur, yes. Okay. Okay. Is that it for the minutes?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
for today.
Yes.
Okay. We have any correspondence? I don't think so. Enrollment report.
It's there. In the back. Okay. Got it.
So, we should announce the enrollment as of September 1st.
So total enrollment as of September 1st, 2025 in all schools is 595. Breaks down as 260 at Undermountain, 49 at New Marlboro, 10 at South Egremont, for a total of 319 in our elementary. And then in Mount Everett, grades 6 through 12 is 276. And once again, that's a total of 595 students as of September 1st, 2025.
So we're down
We're down about
15.
18.
Yeah.
No, less.
We're down about 15.
Yeah.
Okay. The year's young.
Indeed.
Right.
Just question, related question, when will we get statistics on choice students? They figure that out, is that an October 1st thing?
So I think we have to report by October 1st, but we certified in January.
Okay, so we could hear the numbers in October and then update in January. Tentatively, yeah, sure, thanks. Okay.
Okay. Do we have a student? Wait a minute. We have a student representative or a student spotlight, Jesse?
No, the student representative, the kids haven't run for office, so I'm in the process of doing that now, so we may have it set for our next school committee meeting. That's what we're hoping for once the students vote.
Okay. So there's, I'll take it, there's no student spotlight?
Not tonight. no.
Okay. Carl, do you have a question?
I did, but I don't. My recollection is that the last enrollment, well, I do that, and here it is. The last enrollment report in June of this year was 614. So 595 represents a reduction of 19 students, and that's about 3% of the student body. If we have 3% next year, we'll have some issues to deal with it at the time. Well, I think we have them now. I don't think there's much we can do about declining student population. But there it is. But 614 is my recollection.
Okay.
June 2025.
I recollected 613, so.
I could be wrong, but it seems to stick in my head that it's 614. But
Okay.
anyway, it's easily verifiable what it was.
Yeah.
And we know what it is now. That's all.
Thank you. Okay, public comment. Introduce yourself.
I'm Marie Kamens from Sandusfield. A quick comment. I would love to get more parents involved in this, but from my personal experience in sending emails, just asking a simple question, and not getting the courtesy of a reply from a school committee member, just 2 school committee members, is extremely frustrating. Anyway, having said that, I've done a lot of research on this, and I've talked to the Massachusetts Association of School Committees as well as the Attorney General's office. And listen carefully. A school committee must make meeting minutes available to the public within 10 days of a request. Whether or not the minutes have been officially approved, draft minutes must be marked as unofficial. And the school committee, the Mass Association of School Committees, said, after this meeting, I could walk up and say, I want a copy of the minutes, and you'd have to give them to me by law. Or you don't have to give them to me by law. I've been asking for several months. You did some of them tonight for July minutes, but I've also been asking for months about subcommittee minutes, and they're supposed to be done in a timely manner. You can give them out if they're in handwritten form, that's perfectly fine. I also spoke to the town clerk's office in Sheffield today. If you're doing, a subcommittee is doing handwritten reports, and whomever wants a copy of those minutes of that subcommittee meeting, if they are handwritten, you must give them to the requester. It's a public records request. Now, if you can charge a fee, or you can't charge a fee, I just want to make it, I just want everybody to understand why I'm doing this. So, I'm going to give you my 2 open meeting law complaints that they have to go to the chair of the board. I'm also giving you this because I don't know if you ever get my emails. So those are the minutes I've asked for. And I would hope that you would respond in a timely manner that's allowed by law. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more public comment? Seeing none. Business managers report.
Okay, we'll start off with asking for approval of the warrants.
Make a motion to approve the warrant report dated September 10th, 2025.
My second
I have some comment. So hopefully on the 25th, we're going to try to roll out a new, different format with more information for everybody. So hopefully on the 25th, we'll have different business managers report. And then quarterly, we're going to try to do it. And so that's what our goal is. Okay, Nancy? We're voting on the minutes.
The warrants.
Warrants. Sorry.
Yes.
Carl?
Yeah.
Amy?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
Miguel?
Yes.
Bonnie?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Arthur, yes.
I don't have any grants, gifts, or budget transfers, but just to follow up on what Art said, we're going to be working on a more thorough monthly budget report that will include also a narrative. So that way you come around away with more understanding of the budget.
Okay, that's pretty much all of my, between this and the executive, that's pretty much my chairman's report for tonight.
So there were no budget transfers tonight?
No, there's not. Nope.
No.
Superintendent's report.
I wanted to share a quick update. We had 2 trees that were down here as a result of the storm over the weekend. Thanks to Ed Bramer, who just, I publicly shared this at our safety committee meeting. I first walked into this building for my first interview, I think that was in July. Second time I walked into this building was August 18th. The first day with staff was a week later. The building was ready on August 18th. And I've rarely seen that in my experience in schools over 30 years. Ed takes a lot of pride in what he does. His team takes a lot of pride in what he does. Rick, who is the new custodian out at New Marlboro, got a compliment already from a teacher that put him in tears because he was so appreciative of it. So with that being said, a real tip of the hat to Ed, who, and I heard, I hope it's okay to preview this, Art asked that Ed come to our next meeting and give us a little bit of a facilities update. And I think that's a great idea, so we can properly thank him for his stewardship. He and his team here took care of them. There's a little damage to the fence near the elementary entrance, but it'll be rectified in the coming weeks. The larger problem was there were trees down at New Marlboro. If you think about it, if the building's behind you, it's off to the left at about your 10 o'clock, pretty deep in that field. The Stafford Tree Company, who Ed told me includes an alumni, had come in and recommended that we take it down entirely because it was leaning towards a neighbor's house. So kudos to all the teachers at New Marlboro who over the past couple of days have been able to keep their children occupied while a really exciting thing was happening in the field. So a tip of the hat to all those teachers. I also want to share with the committee, I'm used to sending a weekly message to staff, but I wanted to ask staff what they wanted for in terms of their weekly message. So I put out a Google form. 77% reported that they did want a weekly message from me. The largest, it was split, but the largest vote for day of the week to receive it was Monday. And 83% want something in the good news or shout out variety, authentically to hear what's going on well in the district as well as upcoming district events. So starting next Monday night, I'll be sending out, or Monday at some point during the day on Monday, I'll be sending out a message to all of our staff. And I want to thank Cass at TMS on the PR side who's been helping me. We're working on a newsletter to go out to families at some point this month. We anticipate maybe that going out before the end of next week as well. So, and I did want to share, as I did in executive session, that I've been enjoying helping the elementary school do some lunch coverage and spending some time meeting with our students in the cafeteria, as well as visiting as many classrooms as I can. And I came right back and told Michelle I got a chance to do an impromptu read aloud at New Marlboro today. I was in the pre-K classroom and they were transitioning from snack to morning meeting. And a young lady came up to me with a book and said, "Can you read this?" And I looked at the teacher and I said, "I don't want to steal your thunder or take away anything." She said, "Oh, no. As they transition, they can read." And so I started reading to this young lady, and before I knew it, I had the whole pre-K class in front of me. So it was an excellent morning out there, and I'm appreciating seeing some of the magic that I've been feeling. You know, some of the reasons why I hear so many alumni coming back to want to work here. I'm seeing a lot of that already in action here. So that's my report for tonight.
I will just compliment the memorial little garden for Linda Higgins was totally overgrown. And I said, you know, it's not right, I complained about it. So I found out, then it was taken care of. I mean, beautifully sculpted back and all. And the family, Mr. Higgins, the brother, came here to take care of it himself and was so happy to see that had been taken care of. So they really appreciate it. And the other thing is that little garden by the elementary school entrance. It's beautiful. Really.
Rick's been working on that.
Yeah, it's indeed really great to come by and see that.
There's really a lot of pride. Ed, one of my first days, Ed took me around to South Egremont and New Marlboro and here. And he was very honest. Points where he was very prideful and was really happy with what his team is doing, and you know, some of the warts where he said he'd like to be able to do a little bit better. And I said, you know, there's a real sense of stewardship. It's not just, hey, I run the facilities and I got to keep the floors clean. There's a real sense of, we want this building to look its best for the people that are in it, including the grounds on a regular basis. So I agree
So
with
if
you.
you will relate to him how much the family appreciated it. And one of these days, I don't know if the laws have changed at all, but can we see if the new technology will allow us to change the main entrance sign, which is 150 years old? Give or take a decade. It's totally dingy. We looked into it on Buildings and Grounds, and it's because of Sheffield's rule about lighting. But I don't know if anything's been invented.
I can look into that, sure.
Yeah, I think we have to go back.
We do make special lighting, because I've worked on projects where you're not allowed uplight, whether it's, you know, blinding people from the road or so forth.
Yeah, I know.
We do make, the name escapes me, but we do make special.
We can look into that, sure.
Yeah, because that plastic is so dingy. I mean, that's the
But
main.
the whole sign just needs to be
You got it.
updated.
We can look at that, sure.
Thank you
Yes.
so
Absolutely,
much.
sure.
What's that?
Indeed.
Sarah, curriculum report.
Yeah, I too have gotten to enjoy some time at lunch with our elementary school students. I've tied some shoes and opened some snacks.
Yeah.
That's been fun getting to meet them. They're great. As far as curriculum and instruction, we are closing our window for benchmark testing. This is where we use different, whether it's iReady for math or through our HMH for reading, just kind of getting a sense of where students are at this point in the year. We'll do that throughout the year, and we'll use those results to help inform our instructional decisions and planning for the school year. So the teachers will look at them, we'll look at them from an instructional focus. And then we have some professional development coming up. On 9/22, a group of teachers and administrators will be traveling to New View High School in Boston to see studios in action. So we'll get to see students doing studio experiences, which will help us as we plan here throughout the year and work on them here. And then on 9/23, Transcend will be here, and we'll do some learning walkthroughs with them. The principals, different teachers, myself will participate in those, and we'll see our teachers implementing different parts of that design process. And then on the 24th, some of our teachers will work on their agency and design work. And our working definition for agency right now is intentionally influencing one's life and learning. So that's kind of what our teachers came up with. And then we will also be doing a safety training on the 24th, where our staff will practice our evacuation procedures.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any questions? Sandy?
Hi all, good evening. Sandy Hubbard, Director of Student Services. I just wanted to say again, I know I said this at the last meeting, but now we have all of our students back in school, including our pre-K children, and it's been a really nice start to the school year. And I said this earlier in our admin meeting, but everybody has really banded together. It's always hard at the beginning of the year. There's some glitches that come up. There's some staffing issues that come up, just some needs that we're identifying. And everybody's really worked together, and it's been amazing to see everybody pull together. You've heard people talk about helping out in lunch and at recess, and I've seen that, a lot of people doing that in a lot of ways. So I just wanted to say, it's great. I'm happy to have this terrific start to the 25-26 school year. I wear a few hats. One of my hats is the Health Services Director. I think you're aware of that. We have a fantastic health services team with our 3 nurses, and we have some vaccination clinics coming up, and I'm just providing you with as much information as I can about that. We are having one here September 29th from 3 to 6. I believe it will be in the Eagles Loft. It depends on numbers, but it'll be in the cafeteria or Eagles Loft. There's information here. It's no cost out of pocket. People are being highly encouraged to utilize that clinic, where I believe all available vaccinations will be there. So that's coming up, and at the back of your packet, you're going to see there's a whole list of vaccination clinics. I believe there's 17 on here. So there's a lot of opportunity to get those new vaccinations for the year. Also, I just wanted to mention, some of you are aware of Kevin Brady, who is an alumna from here, and he is now working in our elementary school and a little bit in our middle and high school as a school adjustment counseling intern under Peter Lopenzina, who's one of our school adjustment counselors. He's also partially employed because he's doing that 3 days a week, and he's working as a education support professional the other 2 days. And I just feel it's wonderful. We have a number of alumni that are working here, and it's been great, but I wanted to point out that that's just an addition to our really terrific mental health support team, our clinical team. And it's been wonderful to have that support available to our children in different ways, and seeing him connect with some of our younger kiddos, which I've seen so far. We have already been approved for our IDEA grants, which is about $279,000, and that's going to be going to support special education and pre-K services. So that's great. It's already approved. Usually that heads into October, so I'm glad that that's there and available to us for various resources. So that's what I have for this evening. As always, thank you for your support. We really appreciate it. Yes.
Naturally. So congratulations on having Kevin back. Does that mean he's going to coach also?
I hear that that's like a real passion of his, so I'm not sure, but I would speculate that he might get involved. I've seen him involved already.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful. And with his personality, I think a lot of the kids would really appreciate it. I don't know whether you can answer this question or not. Do you know if they're going to let you do the COVID and the flu to get both together?
I believe so, yes.
And as of, last week, they didn't have the new shots yet. And
They went out on blast about Friday afternoon, so I'm hearing that they're available everywhere.
Oh, okay.
So I have not spoken to Jane Smith. I want to be honest about that. I have not spoken to her directly. I'm going to assume they're really available. I know they're at CVS, I know they're at Walgreens, I know they're at Stop and Shop, so.
Yeah, the new ones.
The new
Okay.
ones, the brand new ones.
So it's fine to go on and register, and
Go right on.
be sure you have all your insurance stuff. I've registered all the way through. And then
Make
I
sure you
to go
have
hunt.
it.
Thank you so much for having us. They did a great job last
They
year.
always do. They're such a great resource to us.
Mhm.
And they're right here.
Yeah,
No
exactly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
New business. I don't think we have any
We don't. Nothing
tonight.
tonight, nope.
Unfinished business, the student and families handbook. We need to vote. So, are we ready to vote on this?
Motion to approve the student and families handbook.
Thank you, Nancy.
Is there any discussion?
Just a little bit from my end of it. I made it through most of the handbook. I'm wondering if they're understanding that a lot of it is so that everybody knows what page everybody's on for decisions that have to be made at different times. I'm wondering if there's a way to make it easier for parents to read. Remember, I'm the one that's coming in with disabilities, reading disabilities, and I found it staggeringly difficult to go through and understand what it was about. And I think that you are asking parents to sign something that there's no way for the public to. So I just don't know if there's a way to kind of do bullet points or just, yeah. Anyway, but, yeah. But anyway, most of it, we skimmed the whole thing.
Julie?
So I have a list of a few things where I made questions on certain things, and it had more to do with, some of it was policy, and I don't think we need to get into that kind of thing here. But I did notice that there was some formatting, there was some issues. There were a couple of times where the piece on gender identity, for example, was in two different places, and just those kinds of things. I'm wondering if we're following up on what was discussed last meeting, that you were supposed to put an ad hoc committee together to review this in more detail. I mean, I understand it probably needs to get approved tonight. I'm not crazy with how some of the sections read and how it all kind of goes. Most of it's fine. I assume that the initial pages will name Brian as our superintendent and will name I kind of thought within the last 2 weeks that at least those pieces would have gotten updated for us, put the curriculum director in there, who's Title IX coordinators, and at least get that information correct. So I'm a little uncomfortable voting to approve it when I know it's still incorrect. But on the other hand, I don't know where it is. But I am curious about the whole subcommittee, because I don't feel like I want to get into the whole piece of this now. I had some real concerns about some harassment pieces that I read, and I'm like, what, is this really okay? But I also know we're doing a major policy update, and that some of that will get reflected here. It's just not done yet to get integrated. And so how do we handle that? That is my question.
That's on that one.
It feels like the timing is very off. Like, we should have been doing this like in May or June for September, not.
Amy?
August 2025.
Yeah, to piggyback off but I love piggybacking off people. I have way too many comments in my comment section here to go through tonight, or will be here until tomorrow. But I think some of my questions are probably just policy, and then others are formatting and typos. But my biggest one is to Nancy's point about sending it home and getting it signed. We have a lot of language about providing things in the home language. Is this one of them? How would someone who doesn't use English as their first language be able to get to the section that's entitled English Language Education and Support, or you can ask for interpreters and translations if it's written in English to know to do that, along with every other piece. And kind of at the end, there was a word that, look, I am not the smartest person in the world, but I am pretty educated, and I had to look it up. So
I bet I know what word that is, and I can't say it right now.
no, because
Good
I've
for
never,
you. I didn't look it up. I didn't
in
stop.
my
I
life. I could tell from the
It starts with an I.
context. Could tell from the context, but again, in an effort to be accessible to everyone, and especially for asking for signatures. These are things that can't be solved tonight, but for sure, I agree, should be looked at some point. And relativity, scan all diskettes for viruses before you, I don't think that a student in 2025 knows what that would be.
What is a diskette?
Yeah, so, revising.
It's old.
Mhm.
Jesse, you have any thoughts on this?
In terms of,
Making it more accessible for, well, I guess let's start here. This really needs to be signed ASAP.
well, yes, because it has all the policies and rules and things like that, and we've already started the school year. Some of the language in there is legalese that comes from our district council. So, like, there's some things that when we get the student councils each year together, which are, parents and staff members, people will point out that things sentence structure-wise don't really sound like it flows, but it comes from whatever the language is at the time legally that were given.
Well, the one that jumped out at me on the harassment, it was making a statement about harassments that's sufficiently severe and pervasive so as to interfere with. And I'm like, so does that mean mild harassment's
So-
okay? It should say no tolerance.
That's coming.
That's something
but
else.
That's coming directly from
Yeah.
our district.
So I can speak to that. I
Right.
mean, that is the definition of harassment. Like, when you are considering harassment as a building leader, it's interfering with one's ability to access their free and appropriate public education. That's what that's saying. And so we do have to say it that way, so that if there is a case, we are making the case that Julie's behavior is harassment to Miguel because it's preventing Miguel from accessing his education. And that's, unfortunately, as Nancy mentioned, living in 2025, those are the lines that we have to look for as building leaders. So it's cumbersome. And, if, I know there's still hands up, so I don't want to, I have a possible way forward, but.
No, but I mean, I just see, here's this language, and then you go with paragraph 2, and it says bullying is absolutely forbidden. And I'm like, it just kind of bothered me. But I understand the legalese part, and so if that's what we gotta do, then that's okay, but I'm just saying.
Can I just make one other point? Some of the justification issues and formatting issues, I think happen because it gets sent back and forth so many times that in order to fix those, we would have to rewrite the entire document. And we tried over the summer to get them all to match. Sean and I spent some time trying to, and we were having trouble getting it all to look like it should, especially the bullet points and things like that.
Yeah, no, you could tell that, but I mean, there's different fonts in there, there's all kinds of things. But I mean, I understand the urgency that it needs to go out, even as imperfect as it might be.
Bonnie?
This version, Jesse, is so much better than a number of the previous versions. So I think you're coming along with it. But is there any way, and is there any money for putting together, it's not us to write this. It's for us to approve it. And if we're able to put together a team that approaches an overall, the way we're tackling policy, that finally gets this in order, gets it all done. We could, hopefully approve it tonight, but that we don't go through this every year.
Well,
And do you have any faculty members who you think would engage in this?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to ask if people were
I have another thought on
helping to
this.
revamp it. It's a heavy lift.
No, it really
We
is.
spend, just in terms of the administrators, going through that, I mean, we spend a whole lot of hours going through the document.
But I'm just saying, whatever solution we come up with tonight should be a way so that we're not beginning every year with this
Same problems.
Mhm.
Carl?
Yeah. Two things. I think there are two things. One, on the English not as a first language issue, there are apps, more than several of them, that would provide an easy and very inexpensive translation from the English language student parent handbook into Spanish. Now, other languages, I think, although I certainly don't know this to be the case, I believe that that is the main concern, that parents, and possibly students, but unlikely, but parents in a household where the primary language is Spanish as opposed to English, and let's say there are 20 of them or 30 of them, that could be done. They could be provided with a Spanish language version at minimal, if any, expense. That's one. What would we do if someone's first language was Mandarin? That would be an issue. But Spanish is easily done. Next, we have formed, we voted to form an ad hoc committee, but and it is the chair's responsibility or task, or what we want to call it, to have that committee appointed. And one of the things that they could, and in my view should do, is meet and require, in order for the handbook to be approved before the start of the school year or very shortly thereafter next year. We're stuck with what we have this year, but that ad hoc subcommittee could meet and say to the administration, if you do not get us at minimum a final draft of the handbook by X date, let's say June 1, June 15, whatever it is, we will not be able to approve it. That's easy enough to do. Whether or not it works out, but I suggest that we should form that. We form the subcommittee. We should have members on it before the meeting ends tonight, meaning right now. And Art can do that. Art can ask for volunteers. Art can just say, ABCD, you're members of that handbook subcommittee. Because I agree with most of the criticisms that I've heard in the last few minutes about the time pressure and the issues that still exist, even though we had another 2 weeks. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. And I intend to do that this evening.
Good, I approve of that.
Sandy?
I just wanted to add, it's been my experience, and I'm sure many of the administrators feel the same way. Every summer, there is some new law that is hanging out that keeps us tied up. And our attorneys, and this happened just this year because I went to a legal conference in July, and they're like, hold off, we're waiting on, some information that's coming out. There's some disagreements and some states are not agreeing on certain things. And before you know it, we have to change our whole handbook. So we get advised by our attorneys sometimes to hold off. And that happened this year and it happened last year too. So I just want you to know that. We could give you some sort of draft. We can tell you that it probably won't be a completed draft, early on in the summer, but we always have something that gets approved in August. And it happened this year, I know for a fact. So just things that we have to add to the handbook. And then it has to go to the attorney, like was mentioned, so. I hear you 100%, but sometimes our hands are tied to it. So.
I just wanted to piggyback on both Jesse's comment and Sandy's comment. I do send the student family handbook out early on in the summer, and the team reviews it and goes through it, and there are policies that change legally that we kind of put in, little question marks in or little snippets in. There's formatting issues that happen when it's just turned over back and forth, and then it finally gets to our legal team, and it takes them quite some time to go through it, and they put in their red line comments. So we do a lot of the work in the summer. And that's usually when policies do change. Like, we're still waiting, we have a cell phone policy here, but the state may change it. So then we'll have to update it, I'm sure, during the course of the year to reflect the new cell phone policy when that happens. Unless it happens in May or June, and by that time school's over. So there is a lot of work involved. And I understand that you guys want to form a committee, but the committee will go through the policy. There's also a lot of legal work that's involved in that. So you can have a committee that'll go through the policy, but you also have to have counsel reviewing this, because you can't just change certain policies because it's the law. So it's really tough. So you'll be working with an attorney as well on the committee, and you also have to do a lot of legwork to find out what policy can be changed by the district versus what cannot.
That's what I was going to offer.
Yeah.
I mean, I think so my suggestion for this group to move forward is to reach out to Josh and his team and get a list. These are the areas of the student handbook that are open to interpretation and could be potentially formatted differently per the Southern Berkshire Regional School District ad hoc committee on handbooks. I'm guessing, without knowing all the Massachusetts general laws, that's going to be a very short list. So I would offer, with respect to what Carl said, if a subcommittee is formed tonight, that be their first order of business, because the list could potentially be very short. That said, the formatting stuff, we would love to hear. Like, there's no question, we can absolutely take care of that, and it was very thoughtful to be sure that the handbook is accessible to folks that don't read and speak English regularly. Those two things, 1,000%. But I would just offer, to Michelle's point, please don't put together an ad hoc subcommittee thinking that you're going to be able to, make a lot of adjustments, because I don't know what's even open to interpretation. Like, we can talk about language, we can talk about formatting, but Josh may say to us, of this whatever number of pages, yeah, there's 4 that you'll really have flexibility on. Maybe he'll say all of it. I tend to doubt it, because a lot of it is really told to us. But I wouldn't want to get folks' hopes up unnecessarily. So that was going to be my offer to move forward for folks.
Bonnie?
I think it's a question,
Go ahead.
I think it's just a question of accessibility. It's not a question,
Yeah.
I mean, the legalese is really important.
Yeah.
I absolutely know that.
I hear you.
For many different projects and places that I've worked. But It's more just information accessibility.
And I could offer Nancy to that point, I've seen versions, I've done versions with teams where there's a first sheet is just updates, right? So like the first sheet is new in 25, 26, boom, and so, folks can say, oh, okay, that's, and the rest of it, not necessarily, they've already read it, hypothetically, they've already read it, right? But then, to your point about a bullet, like, here's what's new in this year's version, that kind of stuff, and here's the why. So that's,
Bonnie?
I think it would also be important to involve a parent or two,
heck yes.
because they're the ones who are going to hopefully turn to the handbook and finding out what we're doing. But I think one of the big things is the issue of the readability, that it's not a consistent picture throughout, and it's so much better. The table of, even if you go to the table of contents, it's so much better. And I also have to caution, I know Sandy, you've had, when we translate and use a translator, that you really need somebody who's a native Spanish speaker.
Yeah,
Right.
translator.
You just can't rely totally on
And we
a
do
program.
translate in Spanish, just so everybody's aware.
Yeah, I know you had to deal with that. That's my 2.5 cents.
So,
Okay.
I mean, I would want someone like an Amy, who's got 2 children here, who's in education, who knows to be looking at it. What do you want it to be able to do for you as a parent?
Which is why my notes are extensive, not in a critiquing manner. I'm also a language instructor, so this was like, oh, how can we say this? I definitely took this maybe too seriously, which is a good thing though. And this is all attainable. I hope that I don't come across as, there's so many errors. No. I think we can do this in a way that is sufficient, containing the information that it needs to have, both legally as well as making it accessible. And it is a huge project, and it will require a lot of teamwork. But I think it's totally doable. And then once we have the good skeleton and the footprints in there, I think then it's small tweaks year by year. Just to clarify.
And in no way is any of this saying you guys can do critical work. I mean, I should have started with that as well. It's obviously clear.
Sarah?
I just wanted to add, we received a checklist of dates, and DESI does expect that by September, we have published this. So, just so that you all have that in mind as well.
Thanks.
Okay, so let's first vote on the handbook, and then we're gonna discuss the ad hoc committee.
so we're voting on approving the handbook.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Nancy made the motion.
She did,
There was a
I
motion.
made
Yeah, there
the
is a
motion.
motion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nancy? Carl?
You're muted.
We'll come back. Amy?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
McGill?
Yes.
Bonnie?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Arthur, yes. Carl? Okay. Now, the other thing with the ad hoc committee, going back, I thought we had discussed looking at all the handbooks. Does anybody recall? No, I'm looking at a lot of crazy
We
items.
discussed all handbooks, but the employee handbook is not under the purview of the
That's the
school.
school
committee.
committee.
Yep.
So it's really-
Only the student and families handbook.
Okay,
But we do need to review the school committee.
School committee
Right.
handbook as well.
Correct.
that needs some.
So it would be those two.
So you
Those two.
can set up just an ad hoc to review handbooks.
Two handbooks.
Yep.
Did you just say the school committee one? Because no one's looked at it since I wrote it.
Well,
matter
yeah,
how many
last time
times
you said
I've
it was
asked.
2021.
What was that?
The school
Oh, you
committee
did?
handbook.
Oh, I took a look at it after we got some feedback from members of the community. And, yeah, but it needs some,
So who do you want to call the ad hoc?
Handbooks Anonymous.
Ad hoc committee on,
Handbooks.
the
Handbook ad hoc.
ad hoc committee on handbooks.
It's called HA, H-A-H.
I see what you did there.
Okay, I'm entertaining volunteers.
And I just, like I said, I am a terrible reader, so, you might not want
Maybe we need your,
Everything, I agree.
I would think we need your input.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I'm
Amy, Julie, Nancy, are you in for this?
Yeah, she said yes.
Okay, that's three.
Yeah.
Three. Okay.
Now we need to, I guess, you guys need to form and then decide whether you want to have other outside people.
Well, I think it probably,
Or we need to figure that out tonight. Are we gonna have parents? How many? How are we?
I think we should have parents and administrators who's, you know, put all of the work into this and know what, you know, needs to be there and what's important as well. I think it should include a bit of everyone.
unless the subcommittee goes through it independently and says, oh, we have these questions for administrators, we have these, we know to verify legal, I mean, you could approach it that way too.
I was just thinking she'd have a parent get initial feedback, because the parents get them every year, you know. What would make it better for you to refer to this document?
Or you guys look at this first, then put out the questionnaire to the parents to make it.
Because you have to figure out
Right.
legally.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Right,
I
right,
wouldn't
yeah,
keep it
that's
that
what
what
we
you
need.
can
If there are a
do.
lot of people on
Right.
the committee, then it gets.
Well,
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, don't put it, you have, you know, 598 users out there. Let them say, you know, I don't use this thing because I can't find anything, or I want it to be like this. So initially, before you put in all the work, get people who, from the parent realm.
Yeah, and I should rephrase. I think it's important to get feedback from the community, but I think that we have to be careful because the people who are making the guidelines for the school, that needs to come from the administrators.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful about getting the difference between getting feedback and making this accessible, but also this isn't revamping, this isn't rewriting rules, this isn't, you know.
It's not changing the
Yeah.
rules, it's not changing.
Right.
Right, it's user feedback.
Yes.
I don't use this, I mean, this is like, we put a lot of effort into it every year. Give us user comments on what would make it, do you love it, or what would make it something you would turn to?
I think it's something that we can put together what we think are the questions that should go out to the community.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that can also be brought to the school committee, possibly.
Put it in the newsletter.
I don't think,
Yep.
Yeah.
what was that?
That's a
Sorry,
good
you
idea.
can put it in the newsletter, to ask the parents and the community
That's
for
a
their
great idea.
feedback.
That is really good. You know, just a little box.
Yeah.
We'll have it ready for the upcoming newsletter, but unless you want to put it together,
Maybe, I'll have to touch base with you afterwards, but yes.
But
Possibly.
definitely, that's
Carl?
Yeah, it isn't clear to me, but is the committee right now in this discussion contemplating having community members, parents, or otherwise, participate in this subcommittee, in these subcommittee meetings singular or plural?
Not right at the moment, Carl.
No.
No.
Well, I think they can't ever. I don't think members of the community can sit on a school committee subcommittee.
We're not, Carl.
That's not what,
Just
We're gonna,
community
yeah,
feedback.
correct.
Feedback is different from.
it's user comments.
Give somebody.
So right now, there's 3 members, Carl.
Pardon me?
Right now, there's 3 members on,
Right, no, I understand, I heard that, and I understand that it has 3 members, yeah, okay.
I'd be happy to reach out to Josh to get a scope of the areas that are, for lack of a better word, up for grabs. To really frame,
Yeah, that's perfect.
right, to begin to frame what the committee could do for work. Formatting, language aside, we're making a commitment to have a more accessible handbook. But I also want to give folks the sandbox that we know we can play in, so that it doesn't become a free-for-all. And I think, to Bonnie's point, I honestly think one of the first questions, if we're going to ask parents a question, is, do you read it? I mean, just from the basic,
If no, why not?
right, right there. And you know, like that can be a starting point, and we can add that in. We'll know the areas that the committee could potentially adjust and look at. You know, and I see this as very attainable. I completely agree with Amy. I think this is well within a well-intentioned, thoughtful group of public servants who are trying to make an important document more accessible to the community. I mean, I think that's right on. Well, exactly what a school committee should be doing.
okay.
So I'll reach back out to the 3 folks that volunteered once I have a list and answer from Josh's office, and we can take it from there. Does that sound reasonable? Okay,
Sounds like a plan.
beautiful.
Okay, I don't have anything from finance right at the moment. Hopefully,
Next time, yes.
next time, we're gonna have a lot of different things. Community relations, Nancy?
All right, so, a couple of things. We have, we did meet with the, people have been assigned their articles, and we'll be getting everything to Carrie Giordano by the 22nd of September. And I'll do final edits or with some help, hopefully. I'm so used to having edits to final edits, we'll see how that goes. However, there were one thing came up in the meeting, which does need to be considered, which has to do with how whether or not to create a social media presence and how to create it. That's not for discussion right now, but that is one of the things that was brought up. And there was a lot of discussion on ways to do it so that it's just simply information going out. I can let somebody, if anybody wants to speak to that, they can at the meeting. But I think it was quite clear that that was something that we need to at least discuss. And then the other thing that I have a question for everybody. Did everybody on the school committee get the letter from Jessica Corwin today regarding signing a letter regarding rural aid going to North Healy? Or is that just me and Bonnie? All right, I'd like permission to forward it to the school committee, so you guys can decide whether you want to add your names to the signing letter.
Yeah. It's okay with me.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll forward that up. I may not have it until tomorrow. Thank you. That's it.
Policy, Carl?
Yeah, I just got from Liz LaFawn, about 5 days, end of this month, first week in October, that she is available to, continue our discussions of the, of new policy or revisions, of the old policy, edition of new policy, and I'm going to tomorrow morning send an email message to members of the policy subcommittee, asking them to indicate the dates they're available. There is no open meeting law question because I'm simply, we're not deliberating, we're not deliberating on something you can't deliberate on, we're deliberating on simply when you're available. And once I get the response from people, I will try to select 2 dates within the next month that we can meet. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Boom.
Personnel negotiations, I think we pretty
Covered that.
much covered that today.
Just, right, to say, so the public knows, the school committee approved.
You can't say that.
Nope,
You can't say that.
not until it's voted.
Not until
They
they vote
voted.
on it. You can't say it.
Okay, I have nothing to report.
I'm sorry to do that publicly.
That
I
was
apologize.
right. No,
I'm
you're
sorry.
right.
I hate doing that publicly, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
that's totally saved me. Thank you.
Kim's not here. Executive minutes, Carl?
Yeah, I want to, we're gonna have an executive, minutes subcommittee meeting, as soon as, which hopefully will be before the end of this week, not the meeting, but we will have a determination for it. As soon as we resolve my policy subcommittee meeting or meetings, which should be, as I said, before the end of this week.
Try not to trip
Carl,
over
I
your
have a
dog, Carl.
suggestion.
Yes?
Can you give Julian those dates right now?
Yeah, we might be able to pick them right now. I got my phone out.
Yeah, the answer is I can.
All right.
Hold it 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, here are the dates. September 22, 23, 29, 30, October 1. Peter, 22, 23, 29, 30 of September or October 1st.
Carl, do you not observe a holiday?
Pardon me?
Do you not observe a holiday that would interfere with one of those dates?
Do I observe a holiday?
Rosh Hashanah?
You stumped him, he doesn't know.
If I don't know the answer to that, Bonnie, I guess I don't.
Okay.
What, is one of those dates Rosh Hashanah?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
23, 24.
I'm secular enough that I can do 2 things at once.
Carl, you are one piece of work. That's why we love you.
Yeah, it is.
It's the public comment.
I'm available any of those days. So we could do one, like 22, 23, and then do one the following week? Yeah.
What about you, Art?
You know what you have. What time are we talking?
Well, it doesn't matter to me, but I
Well,
think it should
but-
be,
Yes.
or I think, given Linda's schedule, I think it should be towards the end of the day, but I'm amenable to ask, tell me right now, do you have a preference? Can it be 4 or 5?
5.
5?
5.
Art needs it
Okay.
at 5. Okay.
Okay, so let's make it 5 on 2 of those dates. Let's set up 2 of those dates. I can meet on any of them. Julie can meet on any of them. Art, is there any one or more that you can't meet?
Let's do the 23rd and the 30th.
So do
Sounds good.
Tuesdays?
That works for
Yeah,
me.
Tuesdays.
That works for you, Julie. I will communicate with Liz after this meeting is adjourned.
Yeah, it works for me. So now you can
Okay.
pick your other meeting.
No, that was 23rd and 30th.
Oh, no, I meant for the
Your
executive
policy.
minutes.
He wants, this is the executive minutes. He wants to meet with Liz about policy.
Policy.
No, this is policy.
No, no.
It's this,
No.
I'm on the policy committee.
Give me 2 days in which to sort out. I don't want to do it on the fly and then have to correct it. So, when I'm more compass mentis.
But aren't we talking about policy
Policy.
dates?
That's what you need Liz to do.
Right now, we're talking about policy
Policy
dates.
We don't know whenever that will be, but,
That, we're done.
give me.
As long as it's clear.
We're done with policy and executive minutes. I'll get that arranged, right away, meeting with it before the end of Wednesday. By the end of the day, Friday, I'll get that done.
Okay.
Okay. There's no ad hoc superintendent. Future agenda items, anybody have any?
Just the one of the social media questions.
Okay.
The next item might get the link.
Social media presence for what?
for, the question would be, should there be a social media account that only puts information out, is closed to comments, to better engage families in terms of events like the school committee meeting or subcommittee meetings, et cetera. That was raised at the community relations and, sorry, I don't remember the other one, public school advocacy. We discussed that. But it would be only a one-way circumstance. It would be no comments. It would just be to push information out to families in a way to try to get them more engaged. Did I capture that, folks?
Sounds good. Okay.
I have a question. All right, you skimmed over ad hoc interim superintendent. Is it that we haven't, there's no more discussion to be had on that?
Do we have to disband that committee?
Yes.
You have an interim superintendent.
No.
Last we looked.
Oh, I was thinking it was the new search. Sorry, I read the whole thing. So we need to disband that
Yeah, we
committee.
need to
Can I make a
disband.
motion to disband that ad hoc committee?
Sure can.
Oh, yeah.
Done.
I second the motion.
Good. I was thinking it was for the long-term search.
I got you.
My mistake.
No worries.
I suppose that could be a future agenda item.
Yeah, that should be a future agenda item,
No,
the long-term search.
right, it's going to be.
Okay.
All right.
So we need to vote. Nancy?
Yes.
Carl?
Yeah,
Bonnie?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Amy?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
Miguel?
Yes, yes.
And Arthur, yes.
Yes.
Now, can we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Art, so moved.
Second.
Second.
Aye.
Good night, everybody.
Everybody say yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.